naming Henry Frazier III from Prairie View A&M the 21st head coach here at NCCU. Joining us now, the Director of Athletics here both on the live stream and on WRJD 1410 AM is Dr. Ingrid Wicker-McCree. And, well, Ingrid, you can now, again, this is the second time you've had to do this here. You can breathe. Go ahead and take a breath and, relax as, like you said, you get to kind of relax as this is sort of over for you. And it's only, I guess, only begun in so many different facets, though. But just talk about your thought process in hiring Mr. Frazier as the new head coach.
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say I'm so excited, and this is a great way, fantastic way to go into the holiday season. As my husband said the other day, I get my wife back. So after 2 months of a rigorous search process, I'm very, very pleased and excited about the future of NCCU football.
What stood out about him?
Well, when you start talking to people and you're asking about, getting references, and it's a constant and very consistent, if you could get him, that would be a steal. Every single person I talk to, if. And so me being an old coach, an old ball coach, as they may say, that challenge in terms of recruiting, I felt like I was coaching again and going after the top recruit. So I saw it as a challenge, but I also knew that NCCU had my back, and we had enough to offer any candidate, a very good situation.
Well, and the interesting thing about that, my former boss at Appalachian State texted me the other day, and I hadn't even heard a name yet as far as who was going to get it. And he said, who you guys should hire? Just him and I talking. He said, Henry Frazier III. And I was like, really? And it was kind of odd because out of the blue, for him to say that, for him to win the Eddie Robinson Award in the FCS, pretty big deal here in this level. And I think his record speaks for itself. And, hopefully here, that can be the same case. But how much of a factor was his offensive scheme and all that other stuff when it came down to it? Or was it just you saw what kind of head coach he's going to be, sort of a CEO type, and that's what you're looking for?
Of course. And I think that's very important for all of our head coaches to be able to manage, because you're not just coaching. It's not just X's and O's. You have to manage student athletes, 18 to 23-year-olds. You got to manage parents, and you have to manage staff. And I think the larger our staff grows, we have to make sure that management is solid. And one of the things that he said in his interview was that he is the CEO. And so that says to me that he knows how to delegate. He knows how to select the best staff so that he can manage and do those things that a head football coach should do. So that was very important. So
I'm guessing the next step for him, and I'll ask him this as well, hire his staff and then get situated here in the Durham area. But for you, it's just now you get to go enjoy Christmas and be a mom again, as you said.
I get to enjoy the holiday season. I get to be a mother, and then I'll come back and be an all-around AD, because for the last 2 months I've been a football AD, and I do know that all of our support staff and my 4 associate ADs have really held it down. So I trust that everything's okay.
And the ironic thing, you were going to go on that Michigan trip, although you weren't been with the whole travel party, so you sort of missed out on the 9-hour bus ride.
Thank goodness.
Well, again, Ingrid, I know full well that you're a very smart lady. You do your homework, and I know this is going to be a good hire for you. And, again, so you're pretty good at this hiring coaches thing. I know you don't want to do it very often, though.
No, I don't. I really don't. I think we just have to continue giving our coaches the resources they need. And, this Division I transition and step up is very challenging. And so I'm very proud of all of our staff and how they've got acclimated to Division I. But we just need to make sure we support them 100%, and we're going to make sure that Coach Frazier gets that support to have success on the field and in the classroom.
I thought it was real classy of you in your introduction to Coach Frazier, how you gave a credit and you thanked Darryl Bullock and the rest of the staff that stayed on in that whole situation, and just talk about your thoughts on doing that.
Well, I just think that, I was an interim before, and it is very, very difficult coming in and trying to fill in. It's different. You always say, well, I can do that, and I want to do that. But then when it's there, it's very, very difficult. So I think Coach Bullock took a situation that was very challenging, and those young men respect him. They respect the current staff, and I think that's very important. And they held it together. I wish the outcome could have been better, but we still have, pride on that football team.
And you certainly know there's a lot of leadership coming back here, a big senior class for the football team. So be interesting to see how Coach Frazier works out. Ingrid, congratulations on hiring the new coach. I know you can breathe and relax. Thank you for your time again during this press conference.
Thank you, Chris.
Welcome back to the campus of North Carolina Central University as we are joined by the 21st head coach just named here in the press conference that you're watching on NCCUEaglePride.com and listening to right here on Rejoice 1410 AM. He's Henry Frazier III. He joins us here. Coach, first and foremost, I know this process is finally over. Congratulations on being hired here at NCCU.
Well, thank you. It means a lot. I'm excited to get started. I'm excited for everything that lies ahead, and can't wait to get going.
Well, and you said this during the press conference, but when you look at when you looked at this opportunity, and in fact, I got a text from my mentor at Appalachian State, and he mentioned your name, saying, I think he should be your coach. I think he's going to do a great job at North Carolina Central, and hopefully that's the case. But just to show you what kind of national recognition you got at Prairie View, winning Coach of the Year and going 9-1 in 2009, hopefully when you take that over here, what was your thoughts when you came over here, got your visit and got your interview? Did you feel like this was a home for you?
I really did. Once I went home, everyone was so nice to me, like they should be. But when I went home and shared everything with my wife, talked everything over with her, and I couldn't harp on enough the infrastructure that was in place with Dr. Wicker-McCree and the entire athletic department. I was just very impressed with everything that they had laid out. I said, this can be a really good fit for me, and it's something that I want to do.
Well, when you look at offensive styles, you said in your press conference you like to run the spread, high-octane offense, and that's sort of the thing that kids love these days, especially with the ESPN hype that Oregon's getting. Is it like Oregon's offense, or is it just is it a Henry Frazier version of that?
Well, it won't be like them because it depends on your quarterback whether or not you're going to run option. Because the Oregon can get success because they want to run the ball. If I got me a 6'5" guy that can just sling it, he's not going to run any option. He's going to throw the ball downfield, but we still want to get the ball snapped fast. So that's the whole thing, is just putting the pressure on the defense where we're going to dictate. Offensively, we're going to dictate, what you're going to be able to do. You try to sub, we're going to snap the ball. And then a lot of times when you put pressure on people like that, you basically forcing them to play base defense. So when you play base defense now, I can call whatever I want. So that's how. And then on defense, we're gonna play aggressive. We're gonna try to force the tempo, whether it's offense or defense, and we're gonna do the same with special teams. So those are the things that we want to do, and those are the things that we're gonna have in place. So, I'm excited about what we're gonna bring to the table.
And I don't know if you've had a chance to even see this team play on film, because I don't think there's a lot of opponents that we shared that could have seen us on film. But there's a lot of dynamic players offensively. You have two quarterbacks that are coming back next year, and Michael Johnson and Jordan Reed, that you could certainly sling it or run the option, or they both have tremendous assets. Just talk about, have you had a chance to see any of that yet? Or
no, I haven't watched any film. I'm a numbers guy. So what I did was broke everything down based off of their numbers. Mm-hmm. And the numbers will tell me, and what I did was took the numbers and I matched them with the MEAC, as if we were in the MEAC this year, and see where we rank. And those, I know the go-forth kid, I think he's extremely exciting. Yep. He's a guy that would have led the MEAC in kickoff and punt returns. And then also the receiver, Giovanni, Irvine. He would have been second in the conference in receiving. So you tell me I got some big play guys right there. And those quarterbacks, they kind of shared responsibility. So just getting in the system, settling down with one, I think we can probably win games. Looking at defense, that's where we're going to have our challenges, because they would have been 21st in sacks, out the whole sack leader. And then you're looking at third down conversion. They're telling me that they couldn't get off the field. So we're letting teams convert thirds down. So, but by the fact that Central was 31 minutes with time of possession tells me they're aggressive, they're strong, they're physical. So this gives me something to work with. But I broke them down by numbers.
So, all right, obviously you're going to be heading back to Houston after this, but what's the process now? You go back home, hire staff. Just tell me what's up next for you as now that you've been named head coach here.
Well, we've been putting together staff for the last day or so, just trying to get guys in place, seeing who wants to come and things like that. I think my goal is to have a staff in place possibly before Christmas. That's my goal, and then we want to get contracts and different things like that done. And January 3rd is want to be the official start date for us all. And then once we get going on the 3rd, and then we have the convention, which is the dead period, we'll go back to it's actually in Dallas this year, so we'll go there and then come on back and just try to saturate North Carolina, Tidewater, Richmond area, and head up to the East Coast, head down to the South, and just get into as many living rooms as possible, get into those high schools, and see if we can get kids to come on and be a part of something special, because it is new, it's exciting, and I didn't mention one thing that I wanted to mention. They tell me it's over 10,000 alums in the Wake County. We want to have an aggressive sales to get 5,000 season tickets sold, before June 1st. So I'm going to be on the campaign to get people to buy those season tickets and be a part of something special at NCCU.
Now, if you look at the camera, you can say you can call 919-530-5170. Henry Frazier era has just begun. So Wake County Eagle fans, we expect you to be out there.
Yes,
but again, Coach, congratulations, and we have plenty of time for you and I to continue to get to one another. And I'm really excited about what you bring here to North Carolina Central. We congratulate you, welcome you to the Eagle family, and thanks for your time here today after the press conference.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. That is the new head coach here at North Carolina Central, Henry Frazier III, as he is the 21st in program history.